Video with an important update on Mauricio Pochettino. Just to remind you, on Thursday I told you Chelsea approached officially Mauricio Pochettino. Talks have started with the Argentine manager over potential role as new coach. And also I told you Luis Enrique is out of the race, and then on Friday, exclusive bomb, Julian Nagelsmann is out of the race. So no Nagelsmann, no Luis Enrique, contact with Pochettino. What happened? During the weekend, very positive conversation with Pochettino, but from what I understand, on Monday night, new, very positive round of talks between Pochettino and Chelsea. So Monday night was a crucial moment, very positive talks, very positive direct discussion between Pochettino and Chelsea board on the long-term project, on something to do for the future of Chelsea, discussing also some players in particular already in the squad, so already thinking of the future. Mauricio Pochettino called part of his backroom staff to tell them, get ready, because this Chelsea job is something that is getting really close, so the backroom staff is aware of the job, and also Mauricio Pochettino is prepared to say yes to Chelsea.
Big update there from Fabrizio Romano. This is also coupled with numerous articles today stating that the deal is in the final stages. Mauricio Pochettino very likely to be announced soon, very soon, as the new manager of Chelsea Football Club. And the first thing I want to do is gauge your reaction to this, your views on this, especially Chelsea fans out there, especially Chelsea fans who, of course, need a new manager, Chelsea fans who want a new manager. Is Poch the right guy in your opinion? No Luis Enrique, no Julian Nagelsmann, but Pochettino that, look, almost got Spurs to winning a Champions League, did some good stuff with Paris Saint-Germain, but of course he's still labelled with being a bottler. And I'm not going to iron out, like, sort of skirt over that fact that the majority of football fans out there think he's a bottler. But what do you now believe that he's on the brink of becoming your manager? Make sure like buttons are being smashed, by the way, and that you're subscribing to the Terrace. Also, download, either scan the QR code on the screen or click in our link below, the One Football app. It genuinely is the best one-stop shop for football out there. I use it all the time for my news. It's a great aggregator from across all platforms. It's also brilliant for things like Serie A highlights, live Serie A games, in-match stats as well. So when I'm watching games and I want to test that my eye test is right, I go into the One Football app and check that I'm really am seeing what I believe it is that I am seeing. So get that downloaded now. In relation to this article, I want to read it out for you here. It says that Mauricio Pochettino is close to agreeing a deal to become the next Chelsea manager, with discussions understood to be entering the final stages. What do final stages mean? Well, essentially, all the terms have been agreed. All of the money, the budgets, the style of play the club wants, the kind of ideology around the players are going to keep, who are going to move on. All the personal terms are agreed. What now is happening is the contracts are being drafted, lawyers will review, and Poch will essentially sit down with his team and say, right, we've agreed in principle with everything Chelsea have said. They've agreed with our terms, but let's just go through it privately. Let's make sure this is the right move for us. Do we all think we're going to be successful here? Is this the right place for us to go next? And in my opinion, I kind of sat on this over the course of the night. I actually think this could be a good move for Chelsea. There is still that question mark. And I had this question mark when Poch was linked to Man United. Can he handle the pressure of a giant club? Can he handle the pressure of having to win Premier Leagues and having to win Champions Leagues? Maybe not year one, but as you get into year 2, year 3, year 4, that's the expectation of a club like Chelsea. Can he handle that? There's a question mark over it. The same as there's a question mark over Eric Ten Hag at Manchester United. The same as there's a question mark even to this moment under Mikel Arteta at Arsenal, because they haven't delivered that as of yet. So I don't think that goes away, whether he becomes Chelsea manager or not. But the football's going to be brilliant. I think he's going to get the best out of some of these young players that are currently at Chelsea. If they, the likes of Mihajlo Mudryk, Enzo, Reece James, just to name a few, I think Poch could really unearth the kind of inner footballer that's there, that's kind of been suppressed by all the crap that's been going on at Chelsea this year. So I think it'll be an excellent piece of business, but I want your take and views in the comments section below. Now, another story that's going to not go away for the rest of the summer, The Independent again today reporting on Harry Kane to Manchester United. We know the due diligence has begun. Reportedly today, Manchester United are going to be offering somewhere in the region of £300,000 a week to Harry Kane, which is an increase of £100,000 a week in salary, £5.2 million a year extra to come and play for Manchester United in the summer. United appear to be going on the offensive right now. It's a great week for them to be releasing that information, of course, in the build up to the big game on Thursday night. A win for Spurs puts them right back in the top four race. A win for Man United almost eliminates Tottenham because they would be 9 points behind Man United, who would probably be sitting in fourth place. But Man United having 2 games in hand on them, it almost ends Tottenham's season. What a great way for Harry Kane to let Man United know you definitely need me if he bangs in a winner or has a great performance against us. I personally don't want to see that happen. I want to see, I like us to be 4 or 5 goals up and then he does something brilliant and shows us what he can do. But Harry Kane to Man United, I have to say this, it's a rumor that isn't going to go away. I believe there is genuine interest from Man United. The sources that are talking about this are highly credible, highly credible, know their stuff. And Man United, we know, need a number 9. Martial's body isn't good enough. I think he looks shot. And then, of course, you look at Weghorst. That isn't the future for Man United up front. We're never going to win the biggest and the best trophies, compete regularly enough with a striker like him. Harry Kane is my number 1 guy. Everybody knows that. I'm not gonna hide from that fact. I think he'd be absolutely phenomenal for Man United. But £300,000 a week. I want your thoughts and I want your feelings on that in the comment section below, people. Now, another interesting deal is Arsenal and Newcastle are monitoring the £50 million attacker as Barca plan to sacrifice top talents to raise funds. Raphinha, a player that Arsenal bid for in the summer, a player that Newcastle are now monitoring with vigor, looks as though his time at Barcelona could be up inside 1 year. Not that he hasn't impressed at times, but they have massive financial problems at the Camp Nou. Raising money is going to be key. Raphinha, De Jong are amongst the names of players, maybe even Lewandowski. There are links to Aubameyang going back. Maybe Lewandowski goes, huge wages. There's a number of big players that may be sacrificed this summer in the pursuit of raising funds to continue to grow the squad in the right way. Now, we know Newcastle with the Champions League are going to go big. Newcastle are going to go absolutely massive, and that's a problem for everyone. It doesn't matter if you're Man City or Arsenal, who are in the title race this year, or your Liverpool, Tottenham, and Chelsea that are fighting hard to get back into the top 6 mix and back into Champions League football, of whom all look set to miss out this year. But Newcastle are going to go big. Newcastle are going to spend colossal amounts of money. They've got every right to. The sponsorships are growing, the endorsements are growing, the turnover is growing. Champions League football is only going to amplify what was already part of their plans. 50, 60, 70 million pound extra in TV revenue. They will probably feature more on TV next year in the Premier League, which will increase their Premier League TV shares significantly. And the way they're going to be doing their sponsorships, all of those are going to skyrocket. They'll be going straight out to the sponsors and saying, listen, we want more money. If you don't do it, we'll find a bigger and better sponsor to buy you out. That is what's now going to happen, meaning even more money can be spent by the Saudi owners of Newcastle. Arsenal here, we know they need to bolster those ranks. They're looking at Wilfried Zaha as a potential option. Raphinha is now a big option for them. Also, Arsenal are looking at Pedro Neto, another player they were linked to for a couple of years. He's had some injuries, but it now is reported. I'm going to read this here. It says that Arsenal are said to be keen on bringing Pedro Neto as wing cover in the summer to provide adequate backup to their wide men. The report suggests that Arsenal have held an interest in Neto for the past 2 years, and according to The Athletic, they made a heavy pursuit of him in the summer of 2022. It's been a difficult season for Neto, who was a Wolves regular in the first 8 games of the season before picking up an ankle injury, leaving him out of action until March. And I suppose that's the one area that Arsenal fans may be concerned about with this link is he had 2 really poor injury-plagued seasons. But that doesn't necessarily mean that Arsenal can't rejuvenate him and get him back to his past glories and maybe move him on to another level. We've seen Arteta do that with a number of players at Arsenal in recent times. But certainly another attacker is on the agenda for Arsenal. Wilfried Zaha links yesterday, Raphinha and Pedro Neto today. And the likelihood is that all 3 stories are true. Doesn't mean there's no report that Arsenal are advanced with any of these situations yet. but they're doing their due diligence. They're looking at them. They're probably talking to the players' representation because they know that it's going to be a very busy summer in this transfer market. With Chelsea, Spurs, and Liverpool doing so poorly, there is going to be a massive push to improve squads. They're going to be busy. Man United will be busy, especially if they have new owners. We already spoke about Newcastle. So Arsenal have got to get ahead of the game. Arsenal can't be dragging their heels on this because, again, you can get left behind very quickly and the tables in Premier League football can turn very, very dramatically. Just look at the league table this season compared to last year. Nobody would have expected this switch up, this turnaround. So I'm not surprised to see Arsenal linked to all three of those players. But Gooners watching, which of the three would you prefer? Zaha, Raphinha, Neto. Which of those three would you like to see come in? I want to say a big thank you for all of you tuning in today. Hit the like button before you leave. Please make sure you subscribe. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll see you all again very, very soon. Thank you.